All right, Shalom. Shalom. All right, we good. All right, Shalom. First and foremost, I want to give all praises, honor, and glory unto Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rachak Kodash, and double honors unto the apostles and elders of Great Millstone, and peace and blessings to all you Wakim out there who pushing this word with truth and sincerity, and as well as to all you believers out there who believe in on the gospel. And I want to go into another lesson, Lord willing, to do be edifying. And as I was reading the book of Jeremiah, the 16th chapter earlier, which it sparked my spirit. I'm gonna go ahead and get the verse that kind of, got my spirit going. And then after that, kind of started thinking about some other scriptures, even some things Yahushua said. But as you see from the title, it says, "Believe it or not." Right? We ain't talking about Ripley's, but believe it or not, right? But the last few prophecies will be fulfilled in our lifetime, man. You see, the last few prophecies will be fulfilled in our lifetime. Now, even when we consider or ask ourselves, well, what's the last few prophecies? Because you gotta think, as the Lord said, He had things planned. What that is, Isaiah 46, 9 and 10, how He had the end planned and decided already in the beginning. And we know many things have been fulfilled in these scriptures, man. Even got secular history to back up our biblical claims, right? You know, the different captivities of the Israelites that came to pass, right? The different heathens that was going to rule from Babylon, Persian, the Medes, Greeks, Rome, America, so on and so forth. These things actually came to pass. You see, famines that happened before earthquakes. So a lot of things the Lord said, shit, Yahweh prophesied about 70 AD. Guess what? That came to pass. So now seeing we here at the end of the world in 2024 AD, what are we waiting on, or what prophecies are left that we waiting on to come to pass? It's not that many left. Trust me, trust the scriptures. It's not that many left. You know how Apostle Paul, let me get this real quick to kind of paint a quick picture. But Apostle Paul, let me blow up my screen. Shalom Tala Akim Akwath, who may be tuning in, Yahweh Shemal Shabrakatham. But in Second Thessalonians, right, Apostle Paul kind of gave an example in his time. And he said that the day of Yahweh couldn't come except two things happened first, right? Two major things had to happen, mainly during Paul's time, in other words, or should I say that he mentioned during his time, that had to happen before Yahweh could come back. Now let's read these two things, because the things that Paul specified that had to happen before Yahweh could come, the thing is now those things have happened already. So scratch them off the list. So now we need to find out what we waiting on here in these last days, which I mind you, is not many. Really, it's just two main ones. Paul about to give two main ones right here, but we waiting on other two ones. Let's read this real quick though. It's Apostle Paul in Second Thessalonians chapter 2 and verse 2. It says that you be not soon. I start at 1. Second Thessalonians 2 and 1. It says, now we beseech you, brethren, by the coming of our Lord Yahweh Shah Mashiach and by our gathering together unto him. So the subject matter is what? The day of Yahweh Shah when he come back. It says that you be not soon shaken in mind, or be troubled neither by spirit, nor by word, nor by letter, as from us, as that day of your. Hold on, let me turn this. I got my Native American music playing in the background. Let me turn it down. It's kind of distracting me. Right? So the day of Yahweh Shai is at hand, Paul said. And he's saying before that day come, look, don't get weak. Don't be persuaded by these other doctrines, so on and so forth. Now let's see what had to happen before Yahweh Shai could come back. Verse 3, let no man deceive you by any means, for that day, which is the day of the Lord, shall not come except So Paul about to give two things. Let's see what they are. So Yahushua can't come back except there come a falling away first. Now, what's the falling away? Us falling away from our heritage. Well, now it's clear that according to Baruch, we coming back to who we are in the land of our captivities. So this is the thing. Scratch that off the list. That happened already. We did that. We fell away. Now we back. Scratch that off the list. And what's the next thing? It says, and that man of sin be revealed, the son of perdition. Right? And we can keep going on, but I want to stop there just to show Paul gave two main things that he described that had to happen before Yahushua could come back, which he's spot on, because we had to fall away from who we were. Even after this awakening, the time the Yahushua came on the scene, the apostles, the disciples, right? Paul, even after that great awakening back then that started with Yahushua, Paul was saying, look, this is not the end all be all, because look, we're going to fall away again as a nation. We came over here to America, now we back. So that happened. And it's the other main thing. It says, and that man of sin will be revealed. Guess what? That have been happening since the 1969. Before that, Eldop Bivens them, but it increased in 1969, and Esau have been being revealed. So scratch that off the list. So the two things, main things Paul gave that had to happen before Yahushua could come back is us falling away from our heritage and Esau being exposed. While mind you, that happened. So now in our time, what are we waiting on today? It's two main prophecies we waiting on. The first one is the MOTB to be implemented because it's already here. That's the thing. We ain't waiting on it to be created. They already in hands and heads being used. We just waiting on a day that the government's going to say, look, you got to get this in order to get by. That's the one. And what's the next one? World War III. Missiles going to be shot off. Now, I know some out there may be saying, well, what about Jacob's trouble? What about the newly created creatures? What about all? Right. The point is, when the MOTB be mandated and when World War III is going on, guess what else going to be taking place at the very same time? We going to be in Jacob's trouble. You feel me? We going to be in Jacob's trouble. Jacob's trouble going to be part of the reason the MOTB need to be implemented because of the death, the fear of these people, the uncertainty. And within Jacob's trouble, we know that's going to be the famines, the newly created creatures, Esau coming down with great wrath like a flood. We know that's going to be the concentration camps. You see? These different militias, earthquakes in diverse places, so on and so forth, right? The point is, out of all those things happening, we need two main things to take place. The MOTB to be implemented, right? And World War III, those missiles to be shot off, because everything else going to be taking place between them. So if we seeing now that missiles, we ain't got to wait on them to be created. They already in the silos. They already in the silos aimed at America. We ain't got to wait on no MOTB to be created, right? And for the first person to put it in their body to go buy and sell, I mind you, it's millions of people already got this device in them, buying and selling. Now they put it in their head. The point is, going back to the title, believe it or not, but the last few prophecies will be fulfilled in our time, man. Everything is happening. Everything is happening. Matter of fact, let's get this real quick. Let's see. So I'm gonna get this in Jeremiah. What sparked my spirit? Now, this is going back to Jeremiah, what he was telling Israel before the Babylonians was about to come in, right? And it's kind of the same mindset today. Let me get this real quick. This is Jeremiah 16 in the NLT. In verse 9, it says, for this is what Yahweh of heaven's armies, the God of Israel, says. So this is what the Lord got to say. In your own lifetime, before your very eyes, will I put an end to the happy singing and laughter in this land. The joyful voices of the bridegrooms and brides will no longer be heard. And when I read that, because Jeremiah was telling them, look, all Jeremiah prophesied unto him. When you read this, from chapter like 14, 15, 16, everything Jeremiah was saying, Jake ain't think it was going to happen. They was telling him, nah, that shit ain't going to happen in our lifetime. Well, look, the Lord had to tell him, look, Jeremiah, go tell Israel this. He said, in your own lifetime, before your very eyes, will I put an end to happy singing and laughter in this land. And that sparked my spirit to want to do this lesson because that made sense for our time too. Because one, is not much we waiting on in the first place. And then the things we are waiting on, they're already in mainstream media. They already on the forefront being talked about. We just need this one event to kickstart everything, man. One 9/11 type event to kickstart everything. You see? You know how they say, I'm looking at dominoes right now. The domino effect. When one fall, it's gonna, you know, push the other ones to fall. Because even when you consider that the last few prophecies we waiting on, they all coincide with each other, man. They all coincide with each other. But let me get this in Judah. This is what I was thinking about real quick. This Judah 9. Real quick. Judah 9 and verse 5. Now, this Judah putting up a prayer to the Lord. And she gonna kind of explain, like, look, Lord, you created all things from the beginning. So this Judah 9 and verse 5. And shit, I see sisters on the comment board. Hey, if y'all haven't read that book of Judah, fire book, fire book, go read it. Fire book. Right? But it says Judah 9 and 5. That's what she said. Talking to the Most High. She says, for thou hast wrought not only those things, but also the things which fell out before and which ensued after. Thou hast thought upon the things which are now and which are to come. So in other words, what she's saying is, Lord, you created the end and the beginning. Everything that happened in ancient times, you did it. Everything that's happening now, you doing it. And everything that's going to happen in the future, you going to do it, Lord. Now check this out. She said, yeah, what things? Now, what's the things that's going to happen in the future? The prophecies, right? The prophetic scriptures. These are the things that to take place in the future. And what's some of the things we waiting on? Again, we waiting on the MOTB. And it's not that we waiting on it to be created. That's why I'm keep saying it. It's not that we waiting on this device to be created. It's already here in people, man. Foreheads and hands, or should I say brains and in the hands. Millions of people are using this. We just waiting on a day it got to be mandated. You see? What's another one we waiting on? World War III. It's not that we got to wait on missiles to be built or created. They already in the silos in the ground. We just need somebody to push, like the girl on Rush Hour. We just need somebody to push the fucking button. You see? It's here. The nation's already mad at Babylon. You see? Look, American allies already don't like them according to prophecy. Russia is gathering these nations unto them and helping them out according to prophecy. So you see, we're not just waiting on these things to begin. They already started. You feel me? And that's how we know times are different. Because, people could say, Yahweh Shai said, and I'm going to finish this in Judah, but I want to make a point to show what we waiting on is already here. In our lifetime, these things will happen, man. The Lord ain't allowing his prophets to say all these things. He's not allowing all these prophecies that we waiting on to be put in mainstream media all the way to have us get to this. So like, I'm getting excited, have us to get all the way to this point to where all these countries hate America. You see? Ready to shoot missiles on America. Not just that, we got UFO sightings, right? We got UFO sightings. We got diseases everywhere. The point is, the Lord ain't allowing all this to happen as is described in the Bible. What was going to happen at the end of the world? For this not to be the end of the world. Come on, man. Again, what's another thing that's happening? Esau being exposed. That's a sign of the end according to 2 Ezra 6. When it said Esau is the end of the world, Jacob, the beginning of it that followed. And when you jump down to verse 19 in that chapter, it says, and these are the signs that I will show of the end, how the wicked will be revealed, man. The point is, everybody's seeing the so-called white man for who he is, and all these things are happening. The Lord is not going to allow his prophets to be here speaking his word, allowing these things to come to pass for this not to be the end of the world. Let me get one quick precept. I'm going to go back to that. I'm going to go back to that Judah. The point is, we saying all these things. It got to happen. And you know what make this time even more different than other times in world history? Because somebody could say, like I said in the book of Peter, right? How we've been saying these things since the fathers fell asleep, right? How we've been waiting on the day of the Lord. right? The scoffers asking us when it's gonna happen and never happen. The thing is, you know what make this time different? Because I'm so even shit, brothers out there, sisters out there, y'all probably hear from y'all family members or unbelievers. You know, when they say, well, earthquakes been happening or famines been happening. You know, Yahweh Shai get a list, earthquake in diverse places, wars and rumors of wars. So people could say, well, that been happening, wars and rumors of wars. But this is my thing. What makes it different now, though? Yeah, it's been wars and rumors of wars in the past. We know that. Yeah, it's been earthquakes in the past. We know that. Yeah, it's been famines in the past. We know that. Uproars of the people in the world in the past. We know that. The thing is, earthquakes in diverse places, all that. The thing is, all these things are happening at the same time. And what else included now that haven't been included with these same events in the past? In the past, when you had earthquakes, famines, wars, and rumors of wars, you never had the MOTB being spoken about or in the news at the same time. You never had World War III and missiles being talked about in the news at the same time as these other things. The point I'm making, everything we waiting on is on the forefront being spoken about in mainstream media and the prophets. So if that's happening, you don't think this is the end of the world? We just doing this for nothing? Like the end ain't gonna come? This clear the end of the world, man. We ain't gonna be on YouTube forever. Let me get this real quick. This is Isaiah 55 and verse 10. The Lord about to give a similitude on how if his word gonna be spoken, it's gonna make shit happen in the earth. Let's start at 10, a point in 11. Isaiah 55 and 10. It says, for as the rain cometh down and the snow from heaven and return not thither, but watereth the earth, right? So let's stop there. You know, when it rain or snow, because snow just shit, frozen rain. Eventually, if the snow come down, it's going to turn into water. So in other words, the Lord is saying just how water come down from heaven, it says, and return not thither. It don't come down and hit the grass and bounce back up like a boomerang. It don't do that. But when rain come down, it says, and return not thither, but watereth the earth, and maketh it bring forth and bud, that it may give seed to the sower and bread to the eater. So the Lord is saying, just like this water come down from the sky and it don't go back up, but if it come down, it's going to do what it do. It's going to make things bring forth, right? It's going to produce things in the earth. So the Lord gave that similitude because he says, verse 11, well, so shall my word be that goeth forth out of my mouth. It shall not return unto me void, but it shall accomplish that which I please, and it shall prosper in the thing whereunto I sent it. So the Lord gave a similitude for rain. Just as rain come down and it make things bring forth in the earth, the Lord said his word gonna be the same thing. So as the prophets out speaking, guess what? These things gotta come to pass because it's not gonna be going out just cause, man. If the Lord having these things being said, guess what? It will come to pass. So let's go back to Judah. Let's go back to Judah because the point I'm hitting on is that, yeah, we know wars, rumors of wars, earthquake in diverse places, famines, sickness has been happening. But now all these things happening at the same time. Wow, you got the MOTB here. Wow, you got missiles ready to be shot off. This is a different time. Let's hit that Judah. This Judah 9 and 5. She talking to the Most High. She says, for thou hast wrought not only those things, but also the things which fell out before and which ensued after. Thou hast thought upon the things which are now, check this out, and which are to come. What's the things that's to come? The prophetic scriptures. So concerning the things to come, this is what Judah got to say. She said, yeah, what things? She said, yeah, what things thou didst determine were ready at hand. Everything we waiting on is ready, man. Again, we don't have to wait on things to be created. It's here. It's here. It says, yeah, what things thou didst determine were ready at hand. And said, so this is what the prophecies got to say. And said, lo, we are here. Cool, man. I think that's funny. So the prophets even say, look, we here. We ready. So the MOTB saying, look, I'm here. Missiles saying, I'm here. Esau coming in like a flood saying, look, I'm here. Newly created creatures saying, I'm here. Leviathan ready to pop out, I'm here. Famines in diverse places, I'm here. Earthquake in diverse places, they here. We talked about it on Thursday Live. Just in California in 7 days, it's been 1,113 earthquakes. Counting and counting. They here. Esau getting exposed. It's here. Us coming back to who we are in captivity. Guess what? We here. UFOs being seen, a space force, they here. So you see everything that we waiting on, guess what? It's here, man. We ain't waiting on stuff. All we doing is waiting on to the Lord snap his fingers and these things could commence. The point is they here and ready. So shall not these things be fulfilled in our lifetime? What we waiting on? It again, it ain't like we have to wait on these things to be they here. Let's read this again and I'll move on. Jude of 9:6. Yeah, what things thou didst determine were ready at hand, and said, lo, we are here. For all thy ways are prepared, and thy judgments are in thy foreknowledge. Everything we waiting on is here, man. You see? Matter of fact, let me get this. That's why Yahweh Shai said this real quick. It's Matthew 13:16. That's what Yahweh Shai said. And let me know if y'all can still hear me. Oh, my neighbor just started cutting grass and shit. But it's what Yahweh Shai said. It's a blessing to be here and actually witness the end of the world. That's what we here. The Lord got us here doing this. And the Wadi how about Yahweh Shai, that we not just witnessing the end of the world because other people are, but we taking part in bringing an end to this world, man. Don't it say when this gospel of the kingdom is preached in all the world for a witness unto all nations, and then what? And then shall the end come. Right? So if the Lord word being spoken, guess what got to come to pass? If we talking about an MOTB every day and the Most High never bring it to pass, guess who the liar? You see? That's why we had to get Isaiah 55. If his word like water and it's coming down, it's going to bring forth and produce in the earth. It ain't going to go out void, man. But let's get this. It's Yahweh Shai. You see the red letter? This is Matthew 13:16. It says, but blessed are your eyes, for they see, and your ears, for they hear. Why are we blessed today? This why. For verily I say unto you that many prophets and righteous men have desired to see those things which you see. Many prophets want to be here in this time. Now, granted, brothers, back in the reincarnation, but the thing is, many prophets wanted to be here and see this. Many prophets wanted to see Esau getting exposed, the downfall of the heathens. They wanted to see that, man. Many prophets, look, one, John the Revelator, he had the vision of the MOTB. He didn't really know what it meant. We here today seeing it, man, on mainstream media. Many prophets wanted to understand the times of the end. Daniel, he seen all of the kingdoms that was going to rule in the end, but what he told the angel, I don't understand it. The point is, we here today, we fully understand it, man. So Yahweh Shai is saying many prophets and righteous men have desired to see those things which you see and have not seen them, and to hear those things which you hear and have not heard them, man. Why? Because we at the time that the Lord word is literally being fulfilled, not just spoken in the earth. We hear it being spoken, but we seeing it happening with our eyes, man. Many of our forefathers wanted to be here to see a change of worlds. But the Lord said, but blessed are our eyes because we here in modern times doing it. Because think about it. We could have been born in this age. We could have been, a child right now. We could have, I probably could have been the age of my, my little 3-year-old daughter and my 9-year-old daughter. You see, we could have been children. We could have been doing other shit right now. But the Lord had us being born whenever we was born, right? To grow up, to all come at this very time, whenever we came into the truth, to be believing in this last time and seeing the prophecies being fulfilled. Think about it. He had us grow up when we did just to be right now to witness these things, man. You feel me? So we blessed to not only see the end of the world, but take part in bringing forth the end of the world, man. That's a blessing, Let me get this, though, just to prove how these things go happen in our time. Let me get it. This Ezekiel 12. I might hit the NLT. Hold on, let me. Yep, we gonna hit that NLT. So check this out. Check this out. This is Ezekiel chapter 22, and I'm gonna start at verse 21, and we're gonna read it all the way into the end, and I'll probably end it on this. So this is Ezekiel 22 and 21. It says, and it's the NLT version. It says, again, a message came to me from Yahweh. So this was the Most High told Ezekiel. He said, son of man, you have heard that proverb they quote in Israel. So in other words, this is what the Lord, he said, Ezekiel, I know you heard what them niggas been saying in Israel, right? Or in modern times, I know you heard what them different camps been saying. And this is what they say. Time passes and prophecies come to nothing. That's what a lot of people think. That time just gonna pass. We're gonna be talking about the MOTB forever, right? We're gonna be correcting IUIC forever. We're gonna be talking about Jacob's trouble a time like never before forever. And these people think time just gonna continue to pass and the prophecies gonna come to nothing. Well, check this out. This is what the Lord gotta say. Verse 23. Tell the people, this is what the sovereign Lord says. I will put an end to this proverb, and you will soon stop quoting it. Now give them this new proverb to replace the old one. The time has come for every prophecy to be fulfilled. That's where we at now, man. So, in other words, we're in a time where the Lord about to shut niggas up. We're in a time where the Lord about to shut false prophets up. Bishop Nate and them, you know. Well, it is gonna be a digital system, but the MOTB still ain't gonna be a chip. All right. All right. The Lord about to shut ISUPK up, Captain Katasak, talking about Jacob's trouble gate. We don't need to worry about Jacob's trouble. All right. You see? The Lord, hey, Sakari. We don't need to worry about or worship Yahweh Shai, just another man in Israel. All right. The Lord says, now give them this new proverb to replace the old one. And what's the old one? Niggas didn't believe. They said it ain't gonna never come to pass. Well, now the Lord got this to say. He says the time has come for every prophecy to be fulfilled. And I mind you, if we out speaking all these things in the latter days, and the Lord is actually, I can even say bringing these things forth, they hear, man, they hear. The Lord got everything ready. Esau being exposed. I'm keep running through them because that's it. Esau being exposed. The missiles already made in the silos. See hips, the chips already made in people. We're not waiting on these things to be created. You see, the Great Awakening is with Israel, with the Israelites is happening. You got famines in the world, man. You see, concentration camps being built. People are ready to lose their mind and revolt against the government. So if the Lord allowing all these things to happen, are we not at the end of the world? And will he not finish what he beginning? So he said the time has come for every prophecy to be fulfilled. Verse 24. And there will no more be false visions and flattering predictions in Israel. Right. We come into the time where these camp leaders ain't gonna be able to say just what they want to say no more. You ain't gonna better say the MOTB not to see him when you're gonna have to be mandated to get it. Then what you gonna say? You ain't gonna better say Jacob's trouble gay when you running for your life in Jacob's trouble. Come on, man. See these camps playing now, but hey, all right. These camps playing now, but we know the severity of these things, man. At any moment, the Lord can snap his fingers and look, everything ready, and it's gonna happen. We don't have to wait on shit to be created no more. It's fucking, excuse me, it's here. It's here, man. So the Lord says there will no more be false visions and flattering predictions in Israel. Why? Because you're gonna have it in their face. It says, for I am Yahweh. Now check this out. This is a point to make. It says, for I am Yahweh. If I say it will happen, there will be no more delays. Now, how the Lord is speaking? Through his prophets, right? Hosea 12 and 10, he speaks through the prophets. Now, if the prophets are out day in and day out throughout the day, different languages, different time periods, speaking these things, and if we speaking it, guess what it is speaking it? The Lord. So if we out saying all these things, guess what got to happen? It got to happen. Verse 25, for I am Yahweh. If I say it, it will happen. So if the prophets I was speaking it, guess what? It's happening. And there will no more be delays. You rebels of Israel, I will fulfill, check this out, I will fulfill my threat of destruction in your own lifetime. That's a Selah moment right there, because the Lord said when he began to speak all these things, it's going to happen in the same lifetime they are being spoken. This is the point I want to make. What other lifetime have the prophets spoke about earthquakes in diverse places? At the same time, they spoke about famines. At the same time, they spoke about What else? Wars and rumors of wars. At the same time, they talk about revolts of the people against the government. So that's been in history, but what make it different now, though? Because we speaking about all these things, but now at the same time, those things happening include the MOTB in there. The prophets of old, yeah, they spoke about wars and rumors of wars, but they never had the MOTB included because it never happened in their lifetime. It's in our lifetime, man. What other time in history have the prophets spoke about earthquakes in diverse places, famines, uproars of the people, wars and rumors of wars, and the MOTB and World War III and missiles? Never. Never. They never spoke about all these things at the same time. Why? Because we here doing it today. We here doing it today. Yeah, we always heard about wars and rumors of wars. And look, even people in this world, non-believers, they'll always say, oh, y'all always say it's the end of the world. Don't they always have famines? Don't they always have earthquakes in diverse places? Right. But now those things happening and the MOTB in mainstream media and in people. And missiles are being talked about getting shot off. This is a different time, man. This is a different time. You know why? Because it's set to happen in this lifetime. That's why. All these things are happening simultaneously because it's about to pop off in our lifetime, man. We not waiting on nothing else to happen. It's not like we got the missiles here. Now we just got to wait on Esau to invent the MOTB. No, sir. It's here. Come on, man. It's here. Let's read this again. This is Ezekiel 22 and 24 in the NLT. It says, there will be no more false visions and false predictions in Israel. Right? And I can't wait to that point to where niggas ain't gonna be able to say what they want to just to get views and likes. Like the elder Pashai in DC, he just did a lesson. Sooner or later, everybody gonna have to agree that we had the truth and we was right the whole time. Not for our sakes. I want this to come to pass to get a Lord the glory, man. You see, because all we doing is speaking his word. So let's read this again. It says, Ezekiel 22 and 24 in the NLT. There will no more be false visions and flattering predictions in Israel, for I am Yahweh, and if I say it, it will happen. There will be no more delays, you rebels of Israel. I will fulfill my threat of destruction in your lifetime. I, the sovereign Lord Yahweh, have spoken it in our lifetime. And how we know is our lifetime because all these things are being spoke about at the same time. Esau being revealed, MOTB, World War III, earthquakes, famines. You see, so on and so forth. UFOs. This never have been spoken about at the same time in world history before. It says, verse 26, then this message came to me from Yahweh. Son of man, the people of Israel are saying, he's talking about the distant future. Oh, he talking about 2030. Man, that's a 2030 agenda. We in 2024. Right, man? That ain't gonna happen about 2020, 2050, 2040. It says, son of man, the people of Israel are saying he's talking about the distant future. His visions won't come true for a long time. For a long, long time. Well, therefore, tell them, this is what Yahweh, the sovereign Lord, says. No more delays. I will do everything I have threatened. Come on, man. Let me see what it's saying in the KJV. I think it entered it a little different. So the Lord said it's going to be no more delays. Everything that the prophets are saying, that's going to come to pass, is going to come to pass. Ezekiel 20. It's like Ezekiel 12. Let me see. I just want to see what it's saying in the KJV real quick. Let's read this. Verse 25, KJV. Nah, we already read it. It's all good. So we can move on. I ended with this. Because, Lord willing, a point made. How should I say? This generation is Matthew 24 and 34. This Yahweh Shai. Matthew 24 and 34, right? Now, mind you, in this chapter, he was talking about what we've just been talking about. All the things, man, see, that's beautiful. That's beautiful. Let's check this out. I'm going to start at the top and jump down. Because he's going to say something. Because he's going to give all these things that's going to take place. Some of them was in 70 AD, but some of these things are here in the end of the world, right? And there's something he gonna say about this generation that he was telling us to. This Matthew 24 and verse 3. It says, and as he sat upon the Mount of Olives, the disciples came unto him privately, saying, tell us, when shall these things be? What things? Because remember, they told him, look, they was bragging about the temple, and Yahweh Shai said in verse 2, look, all these stones y'all see right now in this temple will be thrown down. So they asked him, when is it gonna happen? Which he was talking about 70 AD, right? And it says, tell us, when shall these things be? And what shall be the sign of thy coming and the end of the world? So in this chapter, Yahweh Shai gave us 2 time periods on things that was going to take place. 70 AD, when the temple was going to be destroyed, and the sign of his coming at the end of the world, right? And we know, oh, okay, go ahead, go to lesson. She like my daughter. But right? So let's check out some of these things. Verse 6, and you shall hear wars and rumors of wars. See that you be not troubled, for all these things must come to pass, but the end is not yet. And look, we closer than that, because now it's not just wars and rumors of wars. It's everything else taking place with that. For nation shall rise against nation, kingdom against kingdom. There shall be famines, pestilences, earthquakes in diverse places. All these are the beginning of sorrows. Now I want to jump down, because he's going to say, verse 32. Now learn a parable of the fig tree. When the branch is yet tender and put forth leaves, you know that summer is nigh, right? You start seeing vegetation, you're in that time, right? Things grow, you're in that time. Just like when things start to die, you're getting to the winter. So the point is, Yahweh Shai was saying, when you start to see the different signs of the seasons, or the trees, what season it is. So he's gonna give that same likeness in verse 33. I'm gonna read 32 again. It says, now learn a parable of the fig tree. When a branch is yet tender and put forth leaves, ye know that summer is nigh. So likewise ye, when ye shall see all these things, know that it is near, even at the doors. And I mind you, we seeing all these things, not just the earthquakes in diverse places, not just the famines, not just the wars and rumors of wars, but the MOTB now, missiles now, everything that's left. What's the last 2 things? The MOTB being mandated and World War III having those missiles shot off. And Jacob's trouble will be going on in the midst of that. That's where you get the concentration camps, famines, and all that. That's going to be happening, and probably what's going to cause Esau to mandate the MOTB and what's going to push him to shoot off the missiles, man. That's it. So the point is, it says, so likewise ye, when ye shall see all these things, know it is near, even at the doors. And what we talking about ain't just on our videos no more. What we talking about is on mainstream media now. So that tell us it's at the doors. We here. And then this is the point I want to make, and I end it with this. Yahweh Shai got to say this, verse 34. Verily I say unto you, that this generation shall not pass until all these things be fulfilled. I'm going to say lie on that one. This generation shall not pass until all these things be fulfilled. Now, mind you, it's happening in our generation. Even back then, if you want to take it a step further, reincarnation, those who was back then with the Lord go be here today. That same generation. You got those ones who said, let his blood be on them, right? The niggas, right? The wicked scribes and Pharisees, them niggas here. Because Yahweh Shai told them, look, y'all gonna see me coming in all my power, of my Father and the angels. So them niggas gonna have to be here. But the ones who was there believing in Yahweh Shai, they here too. But the point is, when we seeing all these things, it's gonna happen in this very generation. It's not gonna pass until all these things be fulfilled. We ain't gonna get out of here until the MOTB be mandated, World War III happen, or should I say Jacob's trouble commence. The MOTB be mandated, and those missiles be shot off. Because the day those missiles shot off is the day of our salvation, man. And then all things could be fulfilled finally. And then this generation could pass, and we can start our life, man. You see, start our life. So, I ended with that. I'll read this again. Matthew 24 and 34. Verily I say unto you, this generation shall not pass until all these things be fulfilled. Heaven and earth shall pass away, but my word shall not pass away, man. So we gonna be here until these things happen. And so in other words, believe it or not, but all these prophecies will be fulfilled in our lifetime, man. In our lifetime, you see? But I'm gonna end it right there. Ate the water for tuning in. You Aqua out there, I see y'all's on the comment board, but hey, as well as to Akim, who else may be tuning in, but Lord willing, this was comforting. Because don't think we just believing in vain and we just wasting our time believing and it's never gonna happen. No, it's for sure gonna happen in our lifetime. And that's gonna be the comforting part because we're gonna get the last. I told you so. We're gonna get the last laugh. And they say those who laugh last. I forget how it go. Let me see how it go. Those who how it go? Laugh last. Yeah, right. Those who laugh last laugh the loudest. Laugh the loudest. We plan on being laughing in the chariot with Yahushua, drinking yayan with the Lord for his first time after 2,000 some years, laughing, looking down on the place we just got saved from, man. That's our hope. So don't think, you just hoping in a vain thing that's never going to take place just because we see days going by and nothing happening. No, the more days that go by, the closer we get. That's it. And one day it's going to be different because that's the day all hell go break loose. The event may come. You see, that's all we wait on is the event to kickstart these things. But look, I'm gonna end it right there. Lord willing, this lesson was edifying. I'm gonna give all praise, honor, and glory unto Yahweh, Bahashim, Yahweh Shai, Bahashim, Rachak, Wadash, and double honors unto the apostles and elders of Great Millstone, and peace and blessings to all you Wakim out there who pushing this word with all truth and sincerity, and as well as to all you believers out there who believing on the gospel. Keep fighting, keep pushing. We almost out of here. Hey, in our lifetime, this generation ain't go past until all be fulfilled in our lifetime. Shalom.